Okay, one of the challenges of doing a long painting is if I want to record it up close where you can watch me paint it, it is a challenge to get the paint directly over top the painting, the camera directly over top of the painting. Challenge accepted. Try to zoom out a little bit. Is that as far out as I can zoom? It is. So I can't even get the whole, because there's that end. There's that end, which is what I'm working on at the moment. There. We're just going to call that good. So I've blocked in everything, done a little bit of detail, but you can see, you know, the sky's not perfect, the horizon line is not perfect. I need to add in more color, and I've blocked in all of the rocks, but I haven't added any color to them, or highlights or lowlights or dimensions. So that's what I'm working on today. So let us begin. I'm gonna slide this over because I'm working over here. I don't know, and I'll be over here for a little while, so let me zoom in. Get you over to where I'm working. Let me turn on a couple more lights. What I'm working on. I'm gonna turn my canvas. I'm working over here. So away we go. Like, well, that just looks like black. Well, it almost is, but it's a brownish black. Add a little bit more gray. I know to you it probably doesn't look like much, but I swear to you I'm adding detail. Just a little bit thicker of a brush. Crisp rock edges. The name of the game. Know what you're getting into. And then I did do a wraparound, which you can't see because I'm not moving the camera, but I did do a wraparound paint. I like to finish all edges of my paint, so you're not going to get just a straight up weird unfinished edge. Ooh, I'm liking it. We're getting there. A little bit more light going on. The sun is coming from this direction. So I'm lightening it up ever so slightly. All right. Now let's focus on these little dudes. I'm going to make them a little bit more brown. The rocks on that side of the painting are going to be way more brown because they're a different type of rock. I mean, they're all... This is a painting of a spot in Hawaii that a friend of mine visited with family, and they loved it so much, and mostly I think they just loved being with family in this place, getting to share that with each other. And so they wanted to make a painting because in this particular spot they would go, ooh, I love that orange. Hold on. I just got excited about a color. Yes. They would go and watch sea turtles as they would poke their little heads out from the waves. Oh my goodness, I just fell in love with a color. Hold on. Very excited. I gotta go back over to this rock and add some of it. That's what I love about mixing different colors. They're so pretty. Things growing on the tops of these rocks. I'm gonna add these little, oh my goodness, I love it. Yes, okay. I'm going to come back. I might not want that grass on that one. I can take that one off. There. Just stick to the moss on the rock on this one. How cool is that? Oh my goodness, I love it. But they would watch these beautiful little sea turtles on the waves. And it's like one of their family members' favorite things to do. So they wanted to get them a painting of this special little spot that they go. I'm gonna slide this painting over. Slide the whole thing so that y'all can see what I'm about to do. That's the other thing. It's showing you. Stay. Okay. Now you can see what I'm going to do on this side. So I blocked this color on this side of the rocks. There's a lot. It was a different color rock. So I got my paint and my brush. It's more of a brown rock on this side. So I blocked everything out pretty much black. There's a little variation in the colors here. I know you can't really see it, but everything was blocked out as being black with a touch of color. So I'm just coming back and adding in the highlights of these rocks. And the darker, there was little foamy green little growths on this doohickey. So we're just adding a little bit of, give a touch of the orange on the outside of that. There we go. The texture to this volcanic rock. And before I can come back over with like the waves crashing, we'll have to let this dry some so we have crisp lines. But this side is a lot more rocky than the other side. And a lot lighter rocks. They're a lot more vibrant, even though just get some color variation going on. And sometimes just get some water on it so that you can get the colors to mix a little bit better. Here's the next layer of rock. Now let's work on, I need to get my painter's tape. So I'm going to do the bottom. Perhaps one of the most intimidating parts of painting is adding something that you can't take back. So that's me adding this blue. Scary, scary, scary. So scary. But it had to be done. It was very important that it was done. So now, more water. Oh gosh, it's so scary. Adding clouds is one of the most amazing and petrifying things in a painting. It's like very impactful, and at the same time, oh my goodness, talk about totally changing the landscape not being able to go back. I need to hit this while it's wet. Get my grays. Yeah, okay. What a lovely cloud. Great colors. Oh dear. Yeah, great colors. Okay, now that I've got the cloud situation started, I'm coming in with straight up white. This is now how we blend it in. Because clouds are supposed to be there, but then they're not supposed to exist. They're just supposed to like, yeah, we're here. Just kidding, not really. We're here, but please don't look at us. You know what I mean? So, you put in all that color. I need to figure out how to, there we go, lock it, because it keeps zooming in and out. I'm so sorry. I think I might have figured out how to keep it locked in. And then the darkest of the darks, which I love, have to go along with the lightest of the lights in stark contrast to each other, because otherwise it doesn't look real, which is really weird because you're making it like I am seriously trying so hard just to add in the lightest white. And the moment it gets any color saturation in it, it becomes too dark. So I'm doing white. We have officially moved on to the scary part, which is adding clouds to the painting. Why is this scary? Because I have to take a perfectly good sky, which has, well, perfectly good, it has some issues, but a relatively speaking perfectly good sky, and then I have to put in a blob of color and then make it look like it was on purpose, which is like so not easy. Like trying to get it to turn into a cloud is like the opposite of what you would think turning a cloud, and like, oh dear. Here's something interesting that my friend told me that I'm painting this for. When they were there, seems like she was telling me that like it was like rainy and cloudy the whole time they were there, which is not what you expect when you're planning a trip to Hawaii. You're expecting like blue skies, beautiful weather, and she was like, nope, it was not pretty weather. She's like, it was gorgeous, but not like your stereotypical just incredibly nice weather. So the pictures that she sent me were actually gray skies. Like there was not blue. And the water she had pictures of that she sent me were not, blue. It was all gray. But I pulled up pictures of that same beach and that same area on a sunny day. The water was gorgeous. So it's one of those things where it's like, yet again, I'm adding white to a spot that's very scary. Like it's just hanging out there in the middle of nowhere for all the world. How, and yet it looks incredible. Like, how scary is that? To be like, oh, let's just add randomness to this already beautiful blue sky. but it works. Okay, and here's the other thing. Getting a perfectly painted sky, like when you're doing variegated colors, it's really hard. So it almost makes it easier to paint clouds into a sky. It takes away the mistakes, which I'm used to painting on much smaller canvases. I usually do paintings that are this big. That's like a 4x6 or maybe a 5x8, something a random size like that. That's usually the size, and I usually typically do watercolor. I just think it's a really pretty flowy medium. Well, the thing with a painting on a canvas, I prefer acrylic. I think I like the way it looks better. And the only thing is, acrylic takes, it's a different medium. So it takes on a canvas differently. And doing a larger variegated color, which I know this all kind of looks like the same color, but it's multiple colors in together. It's a lot harder on a larger surface to get it to be, what's the word? Harmonious and not splotchy. So clouds are a beautiful thing because they make a sky feel real, and it also takes away all of your blotchies. You don't like it, put a cloud there. And the beauty of it is, if any of these clouds I didn't like, I could just come back in and redo the whole sky and just do it blue again and leave it plain, and nobody would know. So if I didn't love these clouds when I was done with them, I could get rid of them and start over, which I would do if I wasn't pleased with them, but I am liking the clouds. And what's weird is sometimes when you're painting clouds and you're not painting them in to be noticed, they just are kind of there, if that makes any sense. If you know what I mean. So I'm painting some clouds, and they're not even gonna really be noticed. Like, I'm putting white on this, but then I'm blending it out to almost non-existence, but you still, it's weird. It's there, but it's not there. Touch more white. This. I'm barely using any color. But I'm adding so much with almost nothing. The crazy part about clouds, like literally, I don't know if you can see this, but like I'm thinning this out so much with water and then taking away the liquid so that it barely makes a color of any sort. I have to fix where it drips down. Okay, I'm going back to the rocks with orange. One of my downfalls with painting with acrylics is I'm so used to painting with watercolor, and watercolor, you thin it out so much typically when you're painting because you're not going for block colors, you're going for the idea of a color. And so sometimes when I should be doing a block, I'm trying to do a thinner, more translucent, but block looks better.